There's something that the Dodgers are doing that is making the absolute difference in the World Series, and it's been making the difference for the team in the last couple weeks, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Hey, this is Mike Nelson of Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost 12% of you who have already subscribed to the channel, the ones that are watching these videos, but 88% of you have not hit the subscribe button yet. Make sure to subscribe. You know, myself and Brad J are bringing you everyday Dodger content. Of course, in the midst of the World Series, the Dodgers are now just one win away from winning the World Series. That's right. They have a 3-0 lead, 3-0 lead over the New York Yankees. That's right, a 3-0 lead, and the Dodgers are now just one win away from making baseball history. And, you know, myself and Brad J bring you everyday Dodger content. You don't want to miss out. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be bringing you a lot of content, especially in the offseason as we get ready for the 2025 year, which looks to be an amazing year. So let's get right into it. What are the Dodgers doing right now that's making the difference, right? What's making the difference for the Dodgers in the last few games and, you know, in the series against the Mets? There's something the Dodgers are doing that they did not do in the NLDS against the Padres, and that's their starting pitching. The starting pitching has been absolutely amazing the last couple weeks. Last couple weeks in the last couple series. It's been great. Basically, everybody's contributing. The 3 stars of the Dodgers only have 3 starting pitchers, right? They just got 3 guys. They just got Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Jack Flaherty, and Walker Buehler. That's all they got. They had to do bullpen games to get here, to get to the World Series. They had to have a bullpen game and an elimination game against San Diego back in the NLDS, right? Think about that. It's been a while. But the starting pitching has been absolutely excellent, right? And tonight was not an exception. Walker Buehler lasted 5 innings today, only gave up 2 hits, no earned runs, only walked 2 batters. Struck out 5. Walker Buehler was exactly what you want in a World Series game. He absolutely was amazing tonight against a very good Yankees lineup. The Dodgers have completely shut down Aaron Judge. Well, Aaron Judge has been shut down the whole MLB playoffs, let's be honest. The guy hasn't been hitting in any of the series. Hitting under 200 in the month of October, back in the ALDS and the ALCS. And now in the World Series, it's been no different, right? Aaron Judge has struggled, and that's been the reason why the Yankees have struggled themselves, right? So, the Dodgers are taking advantage of the good starting pitching that they're having early on, and of course taking the lead early, right? I think that's something that Walker Buehler. Taking a look at the great Walker Buehler right there when the Dodgers, of course, tagged out Giancarlo Stanton. Remember that throw from Teoscar Hernández? Just a big moment in this game. Stanton getting caught out at home. That would have gave the Yankees a run there to kind of bounce back in. It didn't happen, right? So the Dodgers took advantage of the Yankees really struggling offensively, having good pitching, which is, I think, you have good starting pitching, you have a better chance of winning, especially in the playoffs. And that's what Walker Buehler provided tonight, right? Good starting pitching. He was solid throughout. The Yankees really never had any big rallies that you could talk about outside of that play and home plate. That's all really that happened. Now, there was, of course, a 2-run homer from Alex Verdugo in the 9th inning, but that was basically meaningless. You think about it, it's kind of weird how the Yankees have made kind of runs in the 9th inning in back-to-back games. Right, had the bases loaded in the game 2, and then tonight hitting 2-run homer. It's kind of strange. You hope that trend doesn't continue because the Dodgers still got to win one more game. But just a little food for thought. The 9th inning has been a bit of a struggle for the Dodgers, but starting pitching has been excellent. That's what's making the big difference for the Dodgers. And of course, Freddie Freeman, right? Freddie Freeman getting a 2-run shot in the first inning to give the Dodgers the lead. Freddie Freeman now hitting home runs in every single game in this World Series. Three home runs in 3 games. Just amazing what we're seeing from Freddie Freeman. And, he's made a big difference, to say the least, for the Dodgers, right? He's been absolutely great in these games. taking advantage of bad pitches from the Yankees. And, game one, like I talked about after game one, you hoped that game one moment, hitting a walk-off grand slam to beat the Yankees in the 10th inning of game one was going to be the signature moment for the Dodgers in this World Series, right? You hoped that the Dodgers would kind of build off of that moment to take them to the promised land, right? That's what you kind of hope for. And it's so far, coming to fruition, right? So far, that's what's happening, right? So far, the Dodgers, that moment, the team has kind of propelled themselves after that home run, after that win. The Yankees look like they haven't recovered since, right? I mean, they've been basically trailing in all these games. Even in the game two, right? The Dodgers took an early lead and kind of held on. Game three, Dodgers took an early lead and kind of just held on. So it's been like that the last two games, kind of one-sided games. Yankees kind of making a run late, but not enough time. Or the ninth inning of game two, right? The bases loaded and really unable to cash in, right? That was a big moment in this series, to say the least. Because think about it, Dodgers, it could be a different series completely if the Yankees come back and win game two. So this has been a one-sided World Series. It's been great to see as a Dodger fan, beating up on the rival Yankees. The Dodgers are just one win away from sweeping the Yankees, right, which would be historic. It's only happened once, right? The Dodgers sweeping the Yankees in the World Series. This would be the second time. It couldn't come in a better time, right? I mean, this is a big year for the Dodgers with all the acquisitions and all the pressure the team had going into, this year. There was a lot of pressure for the Dodgers to win. It was World Series or bust in a lot of circles. The Dodgers were, of course, kind of, they were considered the World Series favorite going into 2024. And for them to win the World Series is no shock. And it's kind of expected, right? It was shocking the way they made the World Series, that's for sure. Very shocking how, the NLDS, I mean, it's still a shock. Somehow the Dodgers won that series after, being down 2-1. That's going to be, for me, the biggest series. Got to wait and see what happens, right? Still one more win to go. But so far, you got to look at that NLDS and think that was the biggest, moment for the Dodgers for sure. So far, coming back, winning that series. They haven't been the same team since, right? They have been basically unstoppable since then. Had a couple losses against the Mets after some bad pitching. One was a bullpen start, one Jack Flaherty was under the weather. But really, outside of that, the Dodgers have been winning in most innings. I mean, there were 4 blowout wins against the Mets. And so far, kind of like 2 blowout wins against the Yankees. Let's be honest. 2 of these 3 wins have been basically blowout wins outside of game 1, which was a comeback win. So, I did not expect the Dodgers to take a 3-0 lead. Did not expect that, right? Going into this year. I expected a long, drawn-out series. But here we are. 1 win away from the World Series. We could be talking about the World Series champion Dodgers tomorrow night right here on Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!